before we get into anything, before we get into any kind of discussion or any conversations, before we get to talking about one of the worst glitches we've seen in Madden, before we even discuss Jeff's bachelor party, which was 2 weeks ago, right? No.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Sorry, math is not my strong suit.
It isn't for any of ours.
I'm starting out with something that annoyed me so much, like the little the day I got back from your trip, that I wanted to talk about last week, but we weren't on last week because Brian Kunika's school and everything. And he had a midterm that Tuesday, so he was sorry for that.
And I also have a partial story time.
And you, sir, were missing because of a Cairo appointment because we went a little too rough with you over your bachelor party, which we'll get into. But
wait, no. Out of context, that sounds so weird and bad.
Does it? Does it though?
It kind of does.
Okay. Well,
anyway, we'll get to that. Go. Anyway.
So while I said this tweet, I'm actually going to send it to you just so.
Yeah, send it because I need to see this tweet.
I kind of wish Brian was on here too because he's our beer. I'd say he's our beer expert.
So.
But
I'll let you read the tweet first before I even read it because
I was scrolling through Twitter, and you should never get annoyed by these accounts that don't have the balls to put a picture of themselves on there.
No, because again, they're just troll accounts.
Yeah, they're either trying to troll you or get under your skin, and it worked. So, so this Twitter page, the Oak Leafs, is their handle, and literally their picture is the Toronto Maple Leafs logo, which
it's funny you mention. I swear I've seen something from that account before.
Yeah,
the name Oak Leaf, the Twitter page Oak Leaf sounds familiar. Yeah. For whatever reason.
Yeah, I think if you're a hockey or follow a lot of people and like follow the Maple Leafs and stuff like that, you've probably found a lot because their logo, their profile picture is literally a Toronto Maple Leafs logo that says "for fuck's sake" instead of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I love it,
but. This is what they had to say. Quote, hard facts, beer fucking sucks. It always has. And
that's why it sounds so familiar, because I saw that exact tweet.
And that's I'll get to that point too. But this is where it got to me. Because normally if I would have just saw beer fucking sucks, I would have just scrolled back. Okay, yeah, sure. But this is the part where I stopped mid-tweet and went, what? So they go on to say its popularity is because, not unlike golf and fishing, most guys just pretend they like it because they think they're supposed to. And at that point, I was like, what? We like beer. Your argument is saying that guys, we like beer because we're supposed to. Or my other thinking of it, or that we feel like we have to be peer pressured, essentially. Because
I feel like I just became even more stupid than I already am because of just hearing that tweet. I feel like I got
I literally said this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
I don't remember reading that part. I remember the first part of it because a friend of mine that I follow on Twitter, he responded. He's like, "This is the dumbest take I've ever seen." It was something about the I hate beer part, but
like. Oof. The beer fucking I know people who aren't big beer fans.
I know,
this isn't like trashing beer.
Beer isn't for everybody or anything like that.
It's kind of like coffee. It can be a little bit of an acquired taste, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can't just say beer fucking sucks. It always has, and give no reasoning to why.
No.
Because when you just say that, I'm like, okay, this is not a legit reason for why you don't like beer.
And no,
he said, I don't like the taste of beer. I don't like the hoppiness. I don't like the way it feels or the kind of hangover I get afterwards. I don't like kind of feeling bloated after beer or the hoppiness or whatever. If it's something along those lines, which I know people who don't like beer for those reasons, that would be one thing. But you just saying it fucking sucks and always has been is the quintessential thing of whenever you were a child. You remember when you were like when you were younger, when you were a child, and you maybe were having an argument with like your siblings or something like that. And you're pretty much like essentially like you're the worst. Like you don't really mean it. It's very stupid kind of argument, child.
The amount of times, accident or not accident. You say something in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you fucking suck, or something like that. It's like, you don't, it means nothing. It's like, okay,
no,
the argument's over. This debate, this argument, it's over. It's
okay. Like you'll be over in like 2 days.
Yeah. And like, and I can say for a fact that at no point ever have I ever felt that I had to like beer because I was supposed to, because I'm a guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a hard kind of point to make when I can right now, because make a small little sample size of 9 guys who went to a bachelor party who will also be agreeing with me that they've never felt that they were supposed to like beer, or that they felt they need to be pressured into liking beer in some form. Ever. The only thing that part of it that would ever make sense is if you were at high school or trying to fit in with the popular kids and they were drinking beer at some party. That's it.
Right. Exactly. Other than that, it's just no. I'll put it this way, though.
I mean, this thing got me more heated than anything we talked about over here.
The first time I did have beer, it was vacation in Mexico and everything. And, obviously, like, the drinking age is obviously not.
It's 18,
not
I
like,
think.
I think it's like 18 or something like that. Yeah. So with that being said, though, the first time I tried, I was like, I didn't like it, But then once I got, throughout college or anything, I was like, okay, like I, get the acquired taste or anything.
Also, there's that weird thing where your taste buds change every couple years or whatever. So I think that also kind of plays into it a little bit.
Probably, yeah.
Like, even the first time if we're talking stories of first time having beers, the first time I actually sipped a beer was an accident. So
how do you accidentally sip a beer and go, oh,
I'll share it. So I forget I think this was I think it was a Thanksgiving back when I was either 11 or 12.
Okay. I can see, I had it on top of my head and I can see why. So yeah, we continue.
Yeah. So, and you were drinking at like red Solo cups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was drinking a root beer,
it's
a dark soda.
That was my guess.
Yeah. And I lost it. I couldn't find my drink anywhere. I see a red Solo cup that has the same colors. I'm like, I guess this is it. I take a sip, like, I think that's beer. That's not like, that's definitely beer. That's not my drink. Okay. I just accidentally just drank someone's beer. I don't know whose beer this is, but I just drank it.
It's funny you mention that because when I was younger, I was at a neighbor's party and I similar thing. In my hand though, I had cream soda. And my dad walked over.
You had like a lighter, like Corona kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had a cream soda in my hand, but it was a clear glass or a cup. My dad walks over. He's like, Jeff, what are you drinking? I was like, soda. Like, what do you mean? And then, I was like 6 or 7 or something like that. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, Dad, it's cream soda. What would you think it was? And again, it was like before, got all into beer, obviously, but I was just like, I was like, what do you mean? And our neighbor walks by, like, yeah, it's I watched your kid pour cream soda. It is soda. If you want to try it, go for it.
You can just sniff it. You can just sniff it and tell it's cream soda.
Exactly. I'm like, here, do you want? He's like, no. He's like, no, we're good. I was just cracking up though. So
sneaky 6-year-old Jeff sneaking beers.
And that's how it came to be today. Oh Lord. Anyway,
I'm not obviously the biggest beer drinker. I'll have it. Like, if we're just saying in general, I much prefer like a good whiskey or bourbon to that of beer. That's just my preference or whatever.
For sure.
But that's just not me saying that I hate beer or all beer or that I felt like I needed to drink beer. Although the more I read this tweet, the more I think how, I went to your bachelor party, but one of the guys I think I was cool and you guys were drinking beer. So I was like, I went on the thing, I'm cool. So I guess I'll drink the beer. I'll drink the beer, I guess.
Here, I guess.
I was like, maybe I could say slap cup. Maybe we just do it with water instead of beer, But I was like, no, I don't want to be that guy. I want to think I'm cool. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Get this thing off. Get this fucking stupid thing out of here. like I was more annoyed about this than any of our discussions we had over your bachelor party, whether it was the door
Brian's shoes, door versus wheels.
Yeah, Brian's Yeezys or whatever the hell that werewolf game.
Oh, the One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Yeah, whatever the hell that game's called. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. I love it. Oh God.
Oh man. But to wrap up really quickly, the tweet, that is one of the dumbest tweets ever. And again, I get it if people don't like beer. Not everyone's a beer drinker. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, but to go on about that, that's ridiculous. No. It's stupid. Anyway,
like that's not even something you can back up. It's like, oh, beer fucking sucks. Like of all time.
Like okay, cool. How can you prove that? Yeah. It's like, even if you don't like it, you can't say overall it sucks, because how many people in the world like beer?
And maybe you, and not that they couldn't just be liking the wrong beer, or maybe they're just saying the standard of like Bud Light, Miller Lite.
Maybe they just keep having the same shitty beer.
Yeah.
Maybe they're having hams.
Yeah, and the more I've been of age and everything, the more I've realized what beers I don't like.
Yes.